All right, let's jump right into something that's, well, a little heavy, but super important in the world of crypto and finance. We're going to talk about legacy. We'll be exploring what happens to our digital assets when we're gone, and a really fascinating new solution called the digital will.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. It's a simple question, right? But the answer is anything but. If you've got digital assets, have you ever really stopped to think about what happens to them if you're suddenly not around to manage them? Who gets them? And maybe more importantly, how do they even get them?
And here's the scary part. This is the heart of the problem. Unlike a bank account, where your family can show up with some paperwork, digital assets are a whole different beast. We're talking about potentially huge amounts of value that could literally just disappear, vanish into the digital ether, completely lost forever.
So let's really dig into this problem for a minute. This isn't just some far-off, hypothetical what-if scenario. It's a real and growing challenge. The very thing that makes the blockchain so secure, its permanence, well, that can become a massive liability when the owner is no longer around.
So, you've got this decentralized problem. How on earth do you solve it without just falling back on the old centralized ways we're trying to escape from? Well, that leads us to the main event for today's explainer, a really cool concept called the digital will.
And the protocol that's bringing this whole idea to life is called Heavenkey. It's built on the Ethereum blockchain, and its entire mission is to create a new way of handling digital inheritance that actually makes sense for the decentralized world of Web3.
So, what do we even mean by a digital will? Well, first off, don't picture a dusty old legal document in a lawyer's filing cabinet. This is something else entirely. It's code. It's logic that lives right on the blockchain, automating the entire succession process in a way that's totally secure, transparent, and verifiable by anyone.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, because this is where the design gets really, really clever.
And you know what? Getting started is surprisingly simple. First, you create your plan by making a deposit. Second, you designate your heirs in the order you want. And third, and this is a neat idea, you select what they call a fallback. Think of it as a final safety net, like an approved charity or ethical wallet.
Now for the absolute core of the whole system. It all boils down to one simple mechanism called proof of life. You can think of it like a digital heartbeat. All the owner has to do is periodically send a simple signal, a ping, to the smart contract, just to say, hey, I'm still here, everything's cool.
And that's the genius of it. As long as you keep sending that ping, nothing happens. Absolutely nothing. Your plan just sits there, your funds are locked, and everything is completely under your control. It's just a simple, active way of confirming you're still around.
And that, of course, is the million-dollar question. What happens when that digital heartbeat goes silent? This is where the automation, the will part of the digital will, really kicks in.
The very moment the protocol realizes a ping has been missed, it automatically wakes up and starts the succession process. It notifies the first heir you chose and gives them a set amount of time to claim the assets. If for whatever reason they don't, no big deal. The right just seamlessly passes on to the next person on your list. It's a clean, automated chain reaction.
And what if nobody on your list claims the assets? Well, remember that fallback you chose during setup? The funds are automatically sent there. And this is so important, it means the assets are never just lost to the void. They always find a final, meaningful home.
So when you put all these pieces together, you see that the system is really designed to make three big promises, or guarantees, for everyone involved in the process.
So first, for the owner, you keep full control as long as you're active. That's the proof of life ping. Simple. Second, for the heirs, they get an automatic, secure process, no courts, no lawyers, no bureaucracy. And third, for the broader community, there's a guarantee that assets won't be lost forever. They'll go to a good cause if no one else is there. It's a true win-win-win.
So when you zoom out, you start to realize this is way more than just a clever bit of code. It's pointing toward a totally new way of thinking about inheritance for a world that's becoming more digital by the day.
This new vision is all about a few key ideas. It's decentralized. No single company or person is in charge. It's programmable. It's sustainable because value isn't just lost. And maybe most importantly, it operates with no intermediaries and no bureaucracy. We're shifting from trusting institutions to trusting transparent, open-source code. This quote from the project just nails it. A new vision of digital inheritance. Decentralized, programmable, and sustainable. That really sums up the whole ambition here. It's not about patching the old system. It's about building a new one from scratch.
And that's the thought I want to leave you with. As more of our lives, our money, and our identities move on-chain, are systems like this just the future? Is a programmable, automated will not just a niche thing for crypto, but the way we're all going to pass on our digital legacies one day?